Hey guys, Angry Old Man here. Um, well, today was a pretty interesting day. My morning run was supposed to be 4 by 800, and I did get that done. Probably not in the right format. I did it on the muddy road, which, uh, you can only do so much. I did get it one or two points where I was cruising at like sub 6, but it wasn't. I couldn't maintain that on the road with the mud and the broken terrain and whatnot. So I did what I could as best I could. Ran my heart rate up into the right into the before you right like 163, which is just in the low 160s, which is pretty hot for me. If I get much past 165 or 168, I'm starting to see spots. So I was pushing as hard as I reasonably could today. My legs are still pretty tight, and they're they're building back up. My intensity minutes are growing. I got home from work. I did a couple chores and managed to squeeze in another 3 miles. I might do a little bit more here in a bit as I'm waiting for everything to settle down for the night after I had my dinner. And once we got that done, it was just a little 3 mile easy run. Um, I tell you what's really hard for me right now is I've kind of gone over the hump and I'm into a building phase again, and where I've lost some speed, which is that happens sometimes, and I'm trying to build that speed back up, but I'm seeing people um, that are at their they're getting ready to hit the peak of their training program for whatever they're doing at the beginning of the year, and get into the spring, race season and things like that. And it just shows you how much of this sport is in your head. Um, you see those guys sort of at their peak, and then you look at where you're at, and you can't help but compare and like, oh man, I suck. But then you have to constantly remind yourself that it comes in phases. We can't all operate at that peak level for very long before we start to degrade or risk injury. So um, I've tried to make sure that I periodize for the important races. And if I make it to other races, that's fine. I use them as training or whatever. But truth be told, I've really got those my sights set on some very particular events, and I'm trying not to take my eyes off those prizes. I expect I will be at my peak 10K performance for the Rim to Rim. That's, of course, the name of this series. So, you know, you have to take a step back and look at things very objectively. It's fun looking back on some of my older runs where I was, reaching a peak right before, say, a major event, and then like, man, I was really smoking this time, 2 years ago or a year ago. But then again, um, I did not think I was at my top performance at one city, but I ran a more comfortable race, a better race than I've ever run. Um, it was more controlled. I was picking and choosing my pace. When the fatigue set in and I just couldn't maintain, I decided I've got to get to this point and kind of just hold it. And I was able to do that. I was able to make those conscious decisions. I was getting experience. I mean, I was actually using that experience to make me a better athlete. So if you're out there and you're seeing somebody just, blowing a race out of the water and you're chugging along, don't let it discourage you, because it's like at the end of every track season and every cross country season, the young folks coming off of the college scene or the high school scene, they show up to a few races after their seasons are over, and they're as good as some of the top level athletes, or better, and they are the future pro runners, some of them, and they really just can blow things out of the water. But it's hard to compare yourselves to that, because they've been through an intense training cycle. They've been competing every weekend, hard competing every weekend. So don't let those things discourage you. Just keep plugging at it. Remember, at the end of the day, you're racing yourself, no one else. You're the one that's going to have to beat your time. And if you walk away with some bling at the end of it, good on you. If not, you do what you can do. Anyway, guys, keep plugging away, keep running. I'm looking forward to seeing some of y'all at the upcoming races. And I appreciate everybody who watches my videos and comments on them. I really, truly do. Make sure to like and subscribe, leave a comment. If you have an active page, I will attempt to do the same thing, whether it's running related or not. I've got quite an eclectic selection of subscribers. So anyway, guys, thanks a lot again. I appreciate you all. Hope you have a great day. And as I always say, run angry, my friends.